Investing in aluminum is not particularly sexy, but the light metal has just overcome its all-time high of 2008 and is now setting new standards with a price of over 3,000 US dollars per ton. As you can see here in the one-year chart, the price has even doubled in the last 12 months. Here's a disclaimer up front. I have already recently bought 2 of the 4 mining stocks featured in this video. One is Lindian Resources and the other is Metro Mining, but more on that later. Aluminum is used in batteries and high-voltage power lines, among other things. In other words, exactly where huge growth is forecast due to the expansion of the grid for renewable energies and batteries for electric mobility. But why am I convinced that the aluminum price will continue to rise strongly and that we're only at the very beginning of a mega resource cycle is discussed in the video Commodity Supercycle. This looks at the opportunities and risks of individual metals and also explains why the commodity to equity ratio marks that right now is a phenomenal time to invest in mining stocks. By the way, I'm Miss Penny Stock Pincher and I'm glad you tuned in again. Today I'm highlighting 4 small and risky aluminum mines, but ones that offer huge potential if aluminum prices continue to rise up. In this video, the word bauxite will come up often. Bauxite is an aluminum ore that is processed into aluminum. Now let's start with the shares. Canyon Resources is the largest of the 4 mining companies featured, with a market capitalization of 43 million euros. The share price has fallen by about 60% since 2019 and is generally on a downward trend. Canyon Resources owns 2 bauxite projects in Cameroon as well as a project in Burkina Faso. The flagship is the Mine project, which is already in the development phase. In addition to the high grades, the mining of up to 5 million tons of bauxite ore per year is certified in an independent feasibility study. The report from Aluminum Insider confirms that Canyon Resources is actively pursuing the development of the Mine mine. Metro Mining is also an Australian mining company with a market capitalization of approximately 30 million euros. Metro Mining has fallen by over 90% since 2018 and therefore currently offers a very favorable entry opportunity. As seen in the chart since 2008, Metro Mining was similarly cheaply valued in 2014. Metro Mining owns 2 projects in northeastern Australia, the flagship Bauxite project and another coal project. However, this coal project is not currently being advanced. The focus is on Bauxite Hills mine, which contains an estimated 100 million tons of bauxite ore. Metro Mining is already successfully mining aluminum and is now planning to increase the production volume. In addition, the loading station on the Skardon River provides good infrastructure. Lindian Resources has been running horizontally for about 7 years and has a tiny market capitalization of 10 million euros. The Australian company has 3 projects in Guinea and 1 in Tanzania, which only holds bauxite. The 3 projects in Guinea have high grades and are also conveniently located logistically. Judging from the photos on the website, the mines are still in a very early development phase. I personally think it will be years before the transition to a producer is complete. Australian bauxite has been going sideways for quite some time. The all-time high of over 80 Australian cents was reached in February 2011. Australian bauxite is valued at a low market capitalization of 15 million euros. Apart from aluminum, the focus here is particularly on rare earth projects, which are, however, all in the exploration phase. 2 of the 3 bauxite projects are located on the Australian east coast, 1 project in Tasmania. You should not trust anyone on the internet, including me, and you should always do your own research in stocks you want to buy. I might be subjective in my personal assessment of companies as I hold shares myself. As you can see in my portfolio statement, I bought 110 shares of Metro Mining for a total of 1,700 euros. The spread of almost 50% has resulted in Metro Mining starting as a deep red position in my portfolio. I also bought a small position in Lindian Resources. By the way, Lindian Resources also had a very large spread but has already made up for it in the last 2 months and is now up 18.8%. Based on today's status, I'm now prioritizing these companies in ascending order from 4th to 1st place to the best of my knowledge and belief. Australian bauxite only makes it to 4th place. I only like the low market capitalization and the politically stable location in Australia. Overall, Australian bauxite does not make a good impression on me. There are no external feasibility studies, only vaguely formulated intentions. The last investor presentation is from 2018. In my opinion, there are more promising aluminum stocks. However, those looking to buy Australian bauxite might consider this as a cheap entry point for rare earth projects. Third place in my ranking goes to Canyon Resources. Even though I really like the grades as well as the projects, the market cap is just too large for me. Like the other mines mentioned in the video, Canyon Resources is also in a very early development phase of their flagship project. Nonetheless, I think the stock will perform well over the next few years. Lindian Resources ranks number 2 in my ranking. Investments in less stable regions like Central Africa are always riskier and therefore less attractive for investors. If Lindian Resources had such projects, for example on the Australian continent, the market capitalization would be much higher. Nevertheless, I like Lindian very much. Many projects, high grades, and a small market capitalization. Therefore, I expect to increase my position of Lindian Resources in my portfolio in the next few months. My absolute favorite is Metro Mining, as Metro Mining is already successfully mining bauxite ore and is strategically located with its loading station on the nearby river. In addition, Metro Mining has fallen very sharply in price. There's a very large spread on German stock exchanges, which you have to calculate. So if you want to buy Metro Mining in your portfolio, you should not be afraid of red figures in the beginning. Please keep in mind that penny stocks are very risky and can lead to a total loss. In addition, I'm happy about criticism to the mentioned shares in the video. Also, feel free to leave a comment which aluminum miners are on your watch list. If you're interested in more exciting penny stocks, I invite you to subscribe this channel.